I thought I would come on and finish off some of the keychains that I had started. I did finish a few of them, so two here that I'm going to show. This is one of them. This one is a white theme, and this one is the pink theme. And I'm going to show how I make these charms, or these dangles. So when I pick out the colors for the beads and for the tassel, it's based on the picture. So this one, it has white, but it also has dark colors, and I debated what color I wanted, but I kind of like the soft white feeling more than the darker feeling, so I chose white for this one. So I have a white bead and a white tassel, and then just some fun charms. For this one, obviously it's very soft, pink, and so I chose pink tassel and pink beads. And this one's a little bit different than the other one. And so I'm going to work on these two. This one I actually left off the keychain part because I want to show you how I did that. So I buy the supplies off of Amazon, it's just easier. So I bought these keychain, it's a keychain set. Has the ring, has the chain, and then it comes with these rings also. And you need some basic tools, pliers, two. Much easier with two. You need wire cutters, and I don't know what this thing is called, but it's the little round thingy that curves the wire. Okay, so the reason you need two is one to grip it and one to twist it. I don't know if this is normal, but this is how I do it. So you take the ring, you open it. So when you open this, let me see. When you open it, you don't want to pull it apart, you want to twist it. I didn't know that in the beginning. I found that out later. If you pull it apart, it makes it harder to close again. So you stick that in there, and I like to hold it here because it's hard to hold with your fingers and do what you need to do. And then you put the chain on there, and then, let me see. Okay, so to close it, you're going to grab this side and this side and just kind of like pull it together. If they're smaller and if they're a little bit easier to maneuver, you can just use one pair of pliers and just squeeze it together and it will close. But this one is a little thicker and a little bit harder to move, or not as malleable. And so I find that I need two pliers to do that. So once it's closed, it's good. Every now and then with the pre-purchased ones, sometimes the top rings, the ones up here, need a little bit of adjusting. This one's not too bad, but sometimes they're not closed very well, so you want to check that. So then the key part chain, oh my goodness, the keychain part is finished. And so then we do the danglies. And like I mentioned, I choose my beads and things according to the color of the photo. So this one, it's mostly pretty much all black, so I'm going to go with black. This one, it has some black, but it also has some purple in the background. So I think I'm going to make this one a little bit more colorful and go with purple. I have a lot of beads from when I used to make some jewelry. I bought a bunch. So I have some, glass beads, some just regular colorful beads, some pearls, fake pearls. I also bought like these, I guess they're acrylic beads, not very expensive. And then I also have spacers, a lot of spacers, some spacers and caps. I buy these kind of like a bundle. This all came mixed up, and I sorted them all, put them in little baggies so that it's easier to find what I want. Oh, you also need pins. So there's the type of pin that has a loop at the end, and a type of pin that is flat. You kind of need both. And then I have chain that I'm going to be using. And I bought a bunch of little rings multiple size rings. So these are the really small ones. And then I have also slightly larger ones. This one comes sort of mixed also. So depending on what it is, what size charms you have, what size chain you have, you will need different size rings. All trial and error for me. Okay, so with these two, I'm going to do purple. So I found a purple tassel and a black tassel for this. The tassels I also bought off of Amazon. They come in a big pack, and so I just emptied all of it in here. I have a lot. So just go through and select the color that I like from there. So I chose these two, and then I went through my beads to find what colors would match. For the purple, I have these. I don't know which one I'm going to use it or how I'm going to use it, but I have a glass bead. It's like cracked glass. It has a lighter purple and a white. It's mixed half and half. And then I have this like really dark, solid purple bead. I kind of like them both. I might use them together. I may not. I haven't decided yet. And then for the black, I have two different types of black beads that I can use. So again, I have this one, which is just kind of like the white one. I think it's like plastic or something. It's very light. I think it's plastic. It has painted silver spots. And then again, it's just from the same set as the other purple one, but it's cracked glass, half black, half white. I thought that was nice too. So I'm not sure how I'm going to use that. I went through my charms, and again, I bought these off of Amazon in a big pack, random pack. So I picked out some charms. So these are the ones that some of the ones that I've left over that I haven't used yet. It comes in a big mix. And so I pulled out for the purple key and a lock that I already connected with the key ring or a ring. Ring, crown, and then this little thing says love. And a key, little dove, a crown, and one that says destiny. There's no rhyme or reason for the charms that I choose. It's just what I think is pretty out of what I have in stock from the set that I buy. Okay, so from here, I kind of have to think about how I want it to be. So for this white one, I have two separate dangles. One is a chain that I put the tassel on the end of, and then in the center, I added two charms. This one I made a little, I don't know what these things are called. The top part I created with the beads, and then I added dangles on the bottom and added charms to it and the word inspire. Kind of like that. And then this one, I decided to make just one long dangle chain with the tassel on the end. And it has the colored beads and charms all on the same chain. I like this one. I like bulky feeling, and I like how full it feels and the noise that it makes. If you don't like it too full, if that's too much for you, you don't have to do it that way, but yeah, I like it kind of full. So let's see. We'll start with the purple one. I think what I will do, I think I'm going to do something similar to this one with the dangle. Okay, so this is the chain that I have. Some chain I noticed, each of the links, they already have an opening. So all you have to do is twist and take them apart. But this one, it doesn't have an opening. It's like a solid ring all the way around. They soldered it or something. So you actually need wire cutters to cut this. If it already had an opening, you can just use the pliers and twist it open. But this one you have to cut. And so I want the charms kind of like this one. I want the charms to dangle off the end. So what I will do is kind of like eyeball. You can count, that would be more accurate, but I just eyeball like how long I kind of want the dangles to be, and then I cut it. I don't cut it on the side, I cut it like on the top or bottom of where the link would be. And then I will take my pliers and twist it. Okay. Twist it. And then this part I just twist closed again. So need good eyes for this. My eyes are getting bad. Let me see. Yeah. You want to try to get it? Let me see if I can get this on camera. I can't tell. Can you? I don't know if you can see it right there. You want to get it as close as possible. I feel like it, you know, if you don't do that, then there's more of a possibility of it falling out. Okay, so that will be my chain. And then I need these small rings. This is why you need two, because these are so small you can't hold on to it with your fingers and open it. So you'll twist it, okay, twist it so that it's open. Stick it in here. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I'll put the wing in. Some of the charms have a front and a back, and some of them don't. Do I want to put two together? Maybe I'll do two together. Okay. And then close it. Okay, and you can just make sure that when you close it, there's no gap there. And then that's the first part. What I usually do is I just fold it so that I'm going to put another ring here that will connect to the keychain. And so I just put the charms on both ends of this one long chain. Okay, so the next one. I hope I'm in frame. I'm not checking. I'm sitting today, so I can't tell. I can't see if I'm in frame or not. I hope I am. Sorry if I'm not. Okay. So then link that into the ring and then close it. And so then you have this thing, nice long thing. And so I use these small ones to put the charms onto the chain. Then I use a bigger one to put the chain onto the key ring. So this one has several different sizes, three different sizes. So there's a big one, medium, small one. This small one is actually the same size as these small ones that I have, so I use the medium. I use this medium one, and again you just open. So you twist to open. Then you have to decide how long you want these to be. So we can make it so that they are the same. They fall in the same place. You can make the key higher. You can make the wings higher. It should be better. I think I'll make the key higher. Okay. You just sort of have to determine, you know, what length you want them to be. And when you put the ring into the link, you can actually see, you know, determine whether you like it or not. If you want it shorter or longer. I think that's okay. Okay. So I'm going to close this for now. Oops. So this is my dangly part. Do I want to put this on here too? I like a lot of dangle. I like it to be fuller, so I think I'm gonna add the love on that too. So add this on there. I'm very indecisive. I tend to be very indecisive. So I put things on, take things off quite frequently. We'll see how that looks, if I like it or not. All right. What do you think? Looks okay? We'll see. I think it's okay. All right. And now for the bead part. All right, how should we do this? Maybe I'll use both, the dark and the light. Right, so the difference between these two is the flat one, it becomes the end of something. So like with these little ones, I use the flat because it's the end of this piece. Whereas on the white one, it's not the end. It has something attached to the bottom. So if you want something dangling from the bottom of it, you need to use the one with the loop. You need to use this one to do that. So I am going to use the loop on this one because I want it to dangle. Do I? Yes. And I bought a bunch of these caps, but I actually, in the beginning, I like these a lot. These spacers. Let's see. I like using these spacers. I think these spacers are really pretty. So I'm going to use those. So you put on a spacer. You can just put on the beads if you like. You don't need the spacers, but I think the spacers add a little elegance maybe to it. Okay. There. What do you think? Then if you like this to be a little bit longer, or you want to add a little something to it, you can always add pearls. Like I did with this one, you can add pearls. So you can make it something like this if you like it. Let me see. Something like that. But that makes it too long, I think. I don't want it that long. I'm not sure. Do I want to keep it just with one? Well, I have 6 of them here, so let's see. I don't know, the proper way, I guess, is to kind of measure and figure out where to cut it, but I'm a little bit lazy. So what I do is I bend it up here first, and then you have to take your little round tool thingy, and I'll just hold it where I like as close to the bend as I can, and I just take my finger and twist this over as much as I can. And then when I go to cut it, I cut it kind of like halfway on the other side of the loop. So like right here. I cut it right there. Now this may not be the proper way, but it works for me. And then you go back, I go back, and I finish off the loop. Like so. And I've got my little loop. And I just take my pliers to straighten it out. And I'm done. That's my first thingy. So what I can do is put this on the end of that. I don't know if I like that. I'm not sure I like that. Yeah. So then, let's see, maybe I'll make singles. I'm gonna make a single purple, dark purple. Then I'm gonna take my spacer, stick it in there, the dark purple bead. Yeah, I'm a very I'm not a spontaneous person, but I do things kind of spontaneously from time to time, like making beads. I don't plan these out. I just sort of make them and see what I like, what I don't like. Around, cut it off. Okay. And that was the dangly. Kind of small to be holding all that. We'll try that though. Okay, so then you would open this ring back up again. This is really big. Maybe I'll use a smaller one. It looks too big, especially with the bead being small. So I'm going to use a small ring to attach it. All these decisions that I make, it's really very random. It's whatever makes you happy. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. That's attached, and with the smaller ring, this is what it looks like. I think the big ring would have looked a little weird because the bead is so small. So just to compare, the small one looks better, right? Okay. What do you think? Do I like the love there? So if you want to see what it looks like, you can just kind of cover it up. This is what it would look like without it. This is what it looks like with it. Because I like things fuller, I like it with it. So I'm going to keep it. Okay. And then I have the tassel. Do I want to add the tassel here? Or do I want to add it separately? I think I'll add it separately. So I'm going to take that big ring, medium-sized ring that I did not use. And I'm going to add that, use that to add that to the keychain. So on this keychain, with this particular keychain, the links are twisted, you can see. And so when I add it, depending on where I add this, it will lay in the front or the back. So let's see. If I add it here, the tassel will lay in front of the picture. If I add it on this side, it will lay in behind the picture. So I'm going to add it to behind. Like this. Okay, so that falls behind like that. It doesn't cover the picture. Okay. And if you like it simpler, again, you can just leave it this way with just the one. But I like a lot. So I'm going to add the tassel. And I think what I will do is I will use this one for the tassel. This way. This way. Maybe that way. Okay, so I will need a ring for my tassel. Now the tassel, I don't know if I can use the tassel. The ring attached to the tassel is kind of big. So this one, it's like barely going to fit, as you can see. So I need to use a larger one. The medium-sized one in here is kind of big. It makes it look huge when you apply it, but the other one is really hard to maneuver because it's so similar to the size of the ring. Okay. Like that. Does it look okay? And then that one. So if I add this now, ooh, my apologies. If I add this now, like this, the two beads are kind of like right next to each other, right? And so it's not going to lay very pretty. So it needs to be, either this has to go lower so that it lays like this, or this can be longer so it lays down here. If I move it, if I make this one a little bit longer and move it this way, then they kind of fall at the same place. See? The end of the tassel and the end of the charms, they kind of, the length is about the same. If I move this down here, then the tassel will fall a little bit past the charms. I think that's what I'll do. I'll make it a little bit longer. No, the charm is kind of pretty long too, though. That might make it too long. I don't mind it. So how am I going to make it longer? So I have the option of, did I add more beads? No, because then that'll clash with it. I mean, not clash, but should I add just a little bit of chain here? Okay. So I go through quite a bit of thinking. If you're a planner and you can plan these things ahead, it helps. But I often start off with some kind of idea, and then work off of that, tweak it as I go. Sometimes, like today, I don't really have much of an idea. I just kind of do a trial error kind of basis. Alright, so this is going to be a very small piece. Take a small ring. These are called jump rings, I think. Take a small jump ring. Add it to the bottom of the chain. my tassel to the jump ring. This one has a wider nose. The pliers, they're all different too. The needle nose pliers, they have different widths. Like this one's very narrow, the tip. It's easier to work with the small jump rings. This one is kind of narrow too, but it's not quite as narrow as this one. So this one, I find it's a little bit more difficult to work with when I'm trying to maneuver with the smaller rings. Okay, I want to show you guys. Sometimes, see, I need something darker. Okay. Sometimes when I close the rings, depending on what type of ring I buy, they don't line up. There's like a little, I don't know, piece sticking out, like the end of the ring doesn't match. So what I'll do is you can just take it and like wiggle it and pull the one that is inside outwards as you wiggle it. Or sometimes what I'll do is, if there's enough room, I'll just take the pliers, stick it into the circle and press that area, and then that will cause the two ends to line up instead of one end kind of protruding off the top. Yeah. And sometimes there's a gap that happens when you do that, so then you just need to grab it and kind of push it together. I should twist it a little side to side like that, and then it becomes a perfect ring. Okay, and then we're going to add, oops, we'll add the tassel. And again, you know, I'll see. If I like it, I'll keep it. If I don't like it, you know, we'll change it. I'll change it. Okay. It makes it very long. Oh, the chain is a lot longer than I should have cut it shorter. Do I want it shorter? I like the length of it. I don't like how bare it looks up here. Maybe I should add something up there. What do you think? What can I add, you ask? My charms, of course. So these are my charms. Well, I have more. This is just some that I had set aside. So this one I used wing, crown, key. So I can use a star. Star. Can add a star. Butterfly. Butterfly gives it like a little bit of a softer look. The star, because it has the points, it gives a little bit of a sharper look. Got a teddy bear. Smiley face. I don't want to do smiley face. This is heart. Oh, maybe I'll do the heart because I have love here, right? I'll do the heart. Okay, so then I needed another jump ring. And this is a fun hobby, but as with all of my hobbies, and I do have a lot of hobbies, as with all of my hobbies, it does get pricey once you start like investing in things, purchasing supplies and materials. How high do I want it? to the first one or second one? Second one. Okay. All right. Let's see how that looks. Okay, that's how that looks now. I like it better with the heart. It's not as empty looking. Okay. It's kind of really long. It's really long, but that's all right. I don't mind. So that is that one. And I think I'll stop here because it's kind of getting long, this video. So the black one I'm going to work on. Maybe I'll record that and upload it separately. But that's this one.